Hello, my love bugs, and welcome back to another episode of What Nene's Notions. My name is Nina, and welcome back to my show where we talk, laugh, grow, and talk with your girl, Nene. I know you guys, I've been gone for a minute. Excuse me. I know I've been gone for a minute, but hey, I'm back. Yeah, I've been gone for a while. You guys, I've been doing some episodes during the summer, but it's been a lot. I'm hopping into my last 2 semesters here at PGCC. Oh, you guys, it's so surreal. And it's just like, dang, my last year at PG. Time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, y'all, I have been back and forth between entering the summer into this new fall semester that I gotta knock out my classes, transfer, everything like that. But trust and believe, I gotta keep y'all up to date. I'm always gonna stay consistent for my fans. And even after I leave PG, you guys will still, these notions will still be going on even after I leave PG, being an alum and moving on to either Howard University, which is my top college that I want to transfer to, and secondary, Bowie State University. So, hey y'all, see how God is going to bless me going forward in that new chapter and ending out this chapter at PG and opening up a new chapter when I transfer. But for right now, let's get into our notion for today. How about it? Y'all ready? All right, so my notion for today is that some people can be deviant not to be deviant. Do you agree? Or could you understand? And basically, my notion is being deviant. And you may ask, Nina, what the heck is deviant or deviant not to be deviant? Don't worry, I got you. Let me break down the definition. Deviant is departing from usual or accepted standards. A person that could be deviant is someone whose behavior falls from outside of society's norms. So, y'all, I came up with this notion based on what we learn in so now, how in past episodes I made references to my notions have tied into what I've learned in some of my classes, like my communications class and my philosophical class last semester. I've always said a lot of my notes is tied into that, and actually deviance is what I learned in this semester with my sociology class with my sociology professor. And when she posed the question to us as a class, deviant not to be deviant, at first I didn't understand. I was like, okay, so what does deviant not to be deviant mean? So she broke it down to us and she was like, what is your interpretation of it? Honestly, myself and the entire class, we were just like, okay, we don't know what that means or could mean. But we were just dead silent. We was like, well, we wouldn't really know an example of that. But she gave us an example, and by deviant not to be deviant, meaning that, say for instance, let's just throw out an example. If someone were to steal and they're stealing, and we all know that shoplifting and stealing is wrong, and that's the deviant part. But not to be deviant means that they're doing it because they're falling on hard times, they're struggling, they have a family they have to provide for, maybe they lost a job, maybe it's financial struggles, everything like that could go on and be into play in that. So that basically means deviant not to be deviant. And she gave an example of, if you go back to one of Biggie's songs, where he was saying in the beginning how a lot of people judged him when just trying to take care of his daughter. So basically, before Biggie hopped into the rap industry, everybody knows it, but half people don't. He actually was out in the streets legit selling drugs, but to make sure that his daughter was okay. So in one of the beginning of his songs, he was saying how everybody used to judge me excuse me, how everybody used to judge me for taking care of my daughter. Meaning that even though we know going out and selling drugs in the street and everything like that just to make a quick buck, we all know that that's wrong. Some of us don't, majority of everybody knows that selling drugs and doing and spreading all these substances in the world and in our communities and the streets, it's wrong. But the not deviant part is the reflection of being hey, I need to take care of the responsibility and priority of my child, and there's some people that need a quick fix, even though like some of us would be like, dude, you could have got a job, you could have taken care, but sometimes you never know what people go through. You never know what trials and tribulations people go through. And I know life be life for everybody. Everyone goes through so many different trials and tribulations in their lives, and I'm not using that as an excuse. Trust and believe. I'm not using like people going out there and doing the wrong things just to provide for their families is an excuse for just saying, oh yeah, they're providing for their families, and that is an excuse for their actual behaviors. But also you got to understand, people, you got to understand that, y'all, this is like a really weird comment, not weird subject, but also it's like, me, in my opinion, I can understand, but still in the same sense, I'm just like, well, to me, in my opinion, there's no guaranteed excuse for what you do that's wrong. Even though like life be life for everybody, and I've said it in past episodes before, life be life for everybody, but still in the same sense, it's just like, that's not an excuse for your actions though. But also still, I can understand if you are falling on hard times and you don't know what to do, like, you lost a job, you can't find a job or anything like that. You can't find a job or anything like that. What I was going to say. Yeah, you can't find a job or anything, or like you fall on hard times and fall on struggle. People need the quickest way to provide for their families. And they think, certain things that are in the world is the quickest way for them to provide for their families, make sure that their families are straight. Me, in my opinion, like I said, I can understand to the extent of people falling on hard times and they don't know what to do, and they have not only like moms, dads, but brothers, sisters, but also they could have children. Like I said, example, Biggie had his daughter at the time. So, he had to do what he had to do before he hopped into the rap industry. He had to do what he had to do to take care of the well-being of his child in the quickest way he knew how. And it was just like, we look at it and we're just like, dude, it's wrong. But it's just like, we could understand. But also, still, even though we understand, that's still not an excuse. Like, y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, I get it, like, people who go out and do bad things, but you gotta understand that it's for, they're trying to be heard, or they're falling on hard times and people don't want to help them. It's sad that there are some people who feel like they have to go to that extreme, or to go to certain extremes, just to make sure that their families are good. And there are so many people out here that take life for granted and are grateful and thankful for the blessings that God gives them into their lives. You should learn how to be a blessing unto others. And there are some people that would be like, well, that person should have went out and went to go get a job. It's their fault that they're in this predicament that they're in, da da da. Okay, I understand that, yes, there are multiple jobs hiring and everything and out there, but you never know what people can be going through. They could be falling on hard times and you never know it. And they have to do what they have to do to take care of their families. Like I said, no excuse. Or maybe you might not agree with what they did. But at the end of the day, you got to just think back on it. You just got to be like, dang, I kind of understand it. And also another example that I want to say that is like, so if y'all know Coach D, Diana Williams from Bring It, if y'all know Coach D, she told her story, about when her mom had cancer, and she was the oldest, and she had to take care of her little brothers. And so basically when she was like 18, I think it was 18 or 19, she had to do basically adult films at 18 and 19 just to make sure that it was like, basically she was saying like all that was, paying for her mom's chemotherapy. It was making sure that the bills was paid on time. It was making sure that her little brothers ate. It made sure that she was taking care of the household when her mom was sick. And her mom couldn't get up and go out and work to provide and take care of the well-being of her children. So basically Diana, as being the oldest, she had to take that on. Well, Diana, Coach D, had to take that on and take on that responsibility of, I have to take care of my family. And you never know. There are multiple people in your life, in like, families that they lose their jobs, they have children, they can't provide for it. And there was actually one lady that said it's sad that the government doesn't want to help out, or like help out more than they should, to families that fall on these hard times. And me, that's just sad, because I'm just like, you're supposed to be out here being a blessing unto others. There are so many people that go through so many hard trials and tribulations, ups and downs, and you don't want to go out and help them. And that's a problem to me, because it's just like, and that's why people go out there and they do all these things that we see in our eyes is wrong. But you got to understand, on the flip side, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And I understand, yeah, everybody go out there and do what they got to do to take care of the well-being of their family. Whether you get in a 9-to-5, where you get a 9-to-5 working hard, or there are some people that do go out there and do the flip side of it and hustle out, in the world, just to make sure that their families are straight. Me, in my opinion, even though that we don't agree with what they did, or like I said, we may not, we may be like, oh yeah, you could have just went and got a 9-to-5, but also on another tip, we understand. And just going back to the part of where many people could fall and have diseases, and then they have children, they have their family members that they got to take care of. Like, it's all these things. And with Diana's mother, she couldn't get up and take care of her family, so Diana had to take on and be like, yo, I had to do what I have to do to take care of my family. So even though we see it from the outside looking in as, oh, they're doing the wrong thing, that's what they get for getting themselves tangled in all this, still, you have to understand, like, you don't know, like I said, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You have to like have to a degree and extent of understanding of that person could be going through so much in life, and maybe they can get a job. Maybe there's multiple places that they've applied to and they haven't gotten hired. Maybe it's all these different variables that could go into it. And like I said, me, y'all, this is a topic where, like, this is a really, like, heavy topic of, like, you think about it. Like, me, even though some things I might not agree with, or I could say, dude, you could have did what you had to do, but there are a lot of, like, like I said, people can get let go, disease can happen, and also there are a lot of jobs out here. Like, finding a job is a job in itself. Like, me personally, from what I experienced, finding a job is a job in itself. But me, I just kept on, applying, and, I got my job. I'm working now. So, yeah. But it's like, to the simple fact of, like, finding a job is a job in itself. So it's like so hard for people to be like, dang, like, I can't find a job to like make sure that I'm straight. So they go into the flip side of the hustle side. Like, they go into the other side of the form of hustle that are not in society's norms, but they just go on that flip side of the hustle because they're just like, they're like, hey, I can't find a job. But also, there are some people, and I will say this too, that do look down on, like, working a 9-to-5, like working within food service, working any form of job within food service, retail, maybe if it's like a game store or an amusement park or anything like that. Like, dude, people look down on that. And I'm just gonna say it to an extent, don't look down on having a 9-to-5 or clocking in. There was somebody that said, and I heard like a couple days ago, said, I don't want to be punching nobody's clock. Lovely, there's nothing wrong with punching nobody's clock. And there was a person that did say, ooh, I know where it was from. It was a Karamo show. There was this woman, she was dealing with a relationship problem, and she went on the Karamo show, Karamo Brown. I love his show. Love him, love his show. But like went on there to talk about her relationship problems and how her boyfriend wasn't trusting her. But one thing that stood out to me that she said is that I go out and hustle and I go out and do what I gotta do. I don't want to be punching nobody's clock. I respect the hustle. Don't get me wrong. I respect the hustle of you being willing to go out there and hustle. So make sure that you're straight, your household's straight. You're making sure you're financially stable. No, nothing wrong with respecting the hustle, but also there's nothing wrong with punching a clock or punching somebody else's clock until you are growing in your, your career, what you want to do and going forward in life. For me as a college kid, these are all temporary jobs that I have anyway. Until as I grow forward in my career and God blesses me in my career that in my passion, my determination, my craft, and I get into like a job that matches with my field that I'm in. And I do have one job that matches with, my field that I'm in. But just like, the other flip side, like of another job that I do have now. These are my temporary jobs that I'm just like having while I'm in college to make sure that I'm stable. I'm getting to point A to point B. Yes, I still have my family that's still helping me, but also in the same sense, I'm making sure that, I'm straight, me personally. But like, there are people that everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts with all these temporary jobs until they get, to where they want to go in life. And also to, building their careers. They can not only, work their 9 to 5, but also take time out to build, what they really want to do going forward and what they really want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm be like, yo, I understand, respect the hustle. Respect it, but also it's like there's nothing wrong with punching somebody's time clock. There's nothing wrong with that. I punch in and punch out in my job. And there's nothing wrong with me being on the clock and also punching a time clock. There is zero to none wrong with that. And I'm just trying to figure out why so many people look down on that, because it's just like there's dignity in all work. People will go out there and do what they get their job to do what they got to do, like I said. And there's nothing, people who work 9 to 5s, they go out there and they do what they got to do to take care of their families, take care of the well-being of them. Making sure that their families are straight, making sure that they're straight, making sure that bills are paid, clothes on their back, food on the table, a roof over their head. People do what they got to do to make sure that their families are good. So that's why I be on the flip side. I can understand, on the not deviant side of you being willing to take care of the responsibilities and priorities of your family. And that's what people, with actual 9 to 5s, that's what they do. Not mad at the hustle. May not agree with the part how you make the hustle or how you're doing it, but I can also understand it because you never know what people go through. Like I said, life be lifing, but also still in another sense too. There's nothing wrong with punching in and punching out or having a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that because everyone starts somewhere, and especially people who are out having their form of hustle into the world. You can't look down on people who have 9 to 5s, because guess what? What's so similar about the things that, with the working at 9 to 5 and the hustle side is that we're both trying to provide for ourselves and our families. That's it. Like, to me, like I said, in like, to some extent, I do understand, but also still in the same sense, just like there are some people who have that hustle mindset about them that be out and doing all the hustling stuff, in the world of like, oh, if they are selling a substance or, say for instance, if they're doing all these different things and everything like that, dude, and then they have the nerve to look down on us. Lovely, at the end of the day, look down on us or people who have 9 to 5s. At the end of the day, we're doing what we got to do to take care of our family. Like, you're doing what you got to do to take care of your family. May not be in the right way, but still, you doing what you got to do, saying you doing what you got to do to take care of your family. That's what all of us are trying to do. So you can't look down on us and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to work in fast food. There's nothing wrong working in fast food. I've worked in fast food. That was my very first job. When I turned 16, I worked at Chick-fil-A. That was my very first job. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And then after Chick-fil-A, I worked at this place called Freddy's that I worked with for it was like legit a couple months, and then I had to dip because I came up here for college. But then I worked at Wawa. Stay there for it. And then now I'm working at Six Flags, and now I'm doing a work study program here at PG. So it's just like, dude, there's nothing wrong with punching in and punching out. And guess what? There, at the end of the day, people can walk down the street and have a sense of pride and dignity with themselves in their job. Because guess what? At the end of the day, they can walk down the street without anybody wanting to bother them, anybody wanting to be on them, be like, hey, yo, you owe me money, or doing all this undercut stuff and everything like that. Gotta have the police on your back. Lovebug. That's the only con to Deviant, of you being deviant. That's the con, is that maybe you might have the cops on your back. Maybe you might have other people on your back. Like, maybe you might be a target if you walk down the street. That's the con about it. I can understand where you're coming from. The pro is that you want to take care of your family, and there's been so many struggles that go on in life. I completely understand it, and I pray for so many people that are going through this, and I pray that God provides for them, and this God comforts them, give them a hedge of protection in Jesus' name. I pray that all the time. But also on the flip side too, I can't stand when people who like are on the hustle side and being in the world want to look down on people who got 9 to 5s. Lovely, don't do that. Because for real, they can walk down the street and nobody will be bothering them. They can walk down the street and they wouldn't have to worry about cops chasing them or anything like that. But like I said, I can understand to some extent. So, deviant, not to be deviant. Do y'all agree or not? Or could you guys understand? I already said my take on it, y'all, but let me know how y'all feel about this notion. Do you agree with it? Could you understand? Like me, I said I understand to some extent, even though I see that I may like people or myself or many people may not agree with it. I do agree to, I do understand to some extent, because like I said, life be life for everybody. But also I'm gonna say too, I don't like the fact of like how some people who do the hustle side, they want to look down at people who got 9 to 5s. Dude, at the end of the day, we're similar. We trying to take care of ourselves, make sure ourselves are straight and family's good. So, hey, you never know. So yeah, deviant, not to be deviant. Do you guys agree? Do you not? Could you understand? Let your girl know. And that's my notion for today. All right, y'all. So now it's on to top 3 with your girl, Nene. You already know, as a theater kid myself, you guys, I got to give y'all some stuff going on in the entertainment world today. So yeah, top 3 with your girl, Nene. Let's get into it. All right, my first pick, Bridgerton season 4. Yes. Y'all know how much I stand and I love Bridgerton. Like, me and my aunt stand for this show. I've been loving Bridgerton ever since season 1, but now they have a little bit of a cast update. I didn't see on like when I was reading the article that what people are getting switched out, because y'all already know the first person to dip out of Bridgerton was Reagan John Page, who played Simon in season 1. Oh my gosh, my heart broke when he left. My heart broke when he left. But yeah, there are some other cast members about to get switched around. Don't know who yet. Stay tuned. I could give you guys an update on this topic that I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm honestly pumped for season 4. I can't wait. Hurry up. Like, I was like, man, don't you know when you have those shows where you're just like, dude, hurry the whole heck up and drop another season, because I'm getting restless over here. Like come on now. But they have a cast update, so we shall find out slowly but surely. So stay tuned, my loves. Stay tuned. All right, my second pick, Abbott Elementary is back. They're back for their season 4. I thought they were about to be done after season 3, and my heart was about to break. But then now they're on to their season 4. They just did their season 4. I saw the first episode through Disney Plus, because I have my Disney Plus connected to my Hulu. Because they do that whole bundle thing. If you got Hulu, then you have Disney Plus, and like if you have Hulu, you can see some of the Hulu shows on Disney Plus. So me, I'll be watching Abbott Elementary Disney Plus, and it comes out every Thursday. So make sure y'all stay tuned. The first episode was everything. I knew for a fact that Janine and Gregory was about to be a couple. They are too cute. I would ship them together for real. I was like, bruh, if y'all don't hurry up and just say what y'all feel, because don't y'all see, like, if y'all watch Abbott Elementary, you can see honestly all the signs that they they really like each other more than friends. You can see all the signs, but they just don't want to say it. And it's the same thing with Bridgerton. Like, they was doing all that bouncing around stuff. Lovely, say what it is. And then when you finally see it happen, you're just like, well, finally. You're like, dang, we know what it is. We see you. I see you. So yeah. Y'all tune in. Episode 4 was amazing. Not 4. Season 4, episode 1 was amazing. So yeah, y'all keep on tuning into the show for Abbott Elementary watchers. And if you're not an Abbott Elementary watcher, I highly recommend the show heavily. I highly recommend that show. And last but not least, Audra McDonald is in a new production of Gypsy. Man, honestly, I love Gypsy. Like, man, Gypsy, like the Broadway musical, I love it. I went to go see it with actually one of my little cousin's friend. Their mom, she loves theater just like me. Like she goes to see so many different productions. So she took me to go see Gypsy in Annapolis. And I forgot the name of that theater. But she took me to go see Gypsy in Annapolis. I already love Gypsy. Like, man, the cast was amazing. I went to go see it. But now Audra McDonald, who I love, a Broadway queen. I want to work with this woman, meet her one day, Lord, one day. And she is now in a production of Gypsy. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see her. I cannot wait to see her as Madame Rose. I cannot. Y'all know how big of a musical theater nerd I am. I'm a theater kid all the way around. I'm just like, man, I just can't wait. So hey, yeah, and that is all for my top 3 with your girl Nene, and that is all for my show. Thank you so much for listening. I would like to give a huge and big shout out to the Humanities Department and Bobby. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and encouragement with everyone. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social media platforms. It's my personal Instagram, which is at Nene the Leap Year Baby. My Facebook, look my name up, Nina Smith, NENASMITH, and my podcast Instagram, which is at Nene's Notions Podcast. So I will see you next time for another devotion. Y'all stay tuned for another episode of Nene's Notions. Bye, my loves.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant, plenty bonding. Go to follow, you they go.